Alright, in this video we are going to be doing shape 1 on assignment 5, which is this cube with a hole drilled through it basically and a pentagonal prism thing extruding out of it. So you're going to learn how to do positive and negative extrusions with this object, and your screenshot does not need to look like this whole drawing. Like, don't make this drawing. This is just the section that like your screenshot's going to look like. So let's get started. What we're going to do first is we're going to make a cube, okay, a 2 by 2 inch by 2 inch cube, which you guys should know how to do by now. And then we're going to sketch a circle and do a negative extrusion through the cube. So let's do the cube first. So we are going to go to our drawing here and we're going to create a sketch. I'll just draw it on the top face, why not? And we just need to make a square, a 2 by 2 inch square. And then we're going to extrude it 2 inches. Okay, looks good. Finish your sketch. Come out here, select that face, and extrude it 2 inches. So we have our base shape that we need. Okay, wonderful. So one thing that we haven't really learned yet is that we do not have to only make sketches on these existing planes up here. We can, once we create an object, we can create sketches on the object, on the faces of the object. So I can make a sketch here, I can make a sketch here, I can make a sketch here, I can flip this upside down, make a sketch on that face, and then I can, manipulate the solid that way, okay? This assignment is all about modifying solids, okay? So what we're going to do is, because we needed to create basically a circle and do a negative extrusion through it, we're going to create a sketch on that top face of the cube. So this face, all right, so we're going to hit that face, click sketch. You can also click sketch and then hit the face if you want. And as you notice here, it's almost like creating an elevated plane, but it's really just referencing that face, which is nice. Okay, on this face, I'm going to toggle over to the top so I can get a isolated 2D view of it. And then I'm going to do a center point circle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over this line until it gives me that midpoint, and I'm just going to bring it down. And then I'm also going to hover over this line until it gives me the midpoint. And I should be able to get both those midpoints intersected so I get the center of the object. Then I'm going to click and draw my circle. Okay. This circle, according to this drawing, needs to be 0.75 inches in diameter. So I'll draw it and then I'll define the radius there. Hopefully, at this point, drawing, dimensioning, yada yada, is starting to become like a habit or muscle memory and whatnot. So now I'm going to finish my sketch. So now I've got this face that's right on top of my cube. All right. So something that we do that we know how to do is create an extrusion, right? That's how we make this cube. Well, there's also you can do extrusions that are negative, therefore actually removing one's plane object. So if we click on this circle face and we click extrude, it's going to assume that I want to do an addition to this object, okay? But if we look over here in the extrude window, we actually have different options. We've got add, we've got new, we've got remove, intersect. We're going to toggle over to remove, and then it's going to start to cut that face out of that object, which is actually what we want. And we want this circle to just go all the way through because we want to drill a hole through it. So I'm going to click and drag that arrow all the way through. So, click that arrow all the way through the cube. And then you can see here as I orbit around, it does in fact go all the way through. And that's what we want. You can also define the depth to be like, because you just drew this to be a 2 inch by 2 inch by 2 inch cube. You can make the depth exactly 2 inches, and that should work too because you know what you need. So go ahead and hit check, and then just orbit around to verify that that did go all the way through your cube. Looks good. Okay. Now we need to do a similar thing, but we're going to do a pentagon on the side face, and we're going to do an addition out. Okay, an additional extrusion, or an extrusion by adding mass to our solid. So we're going to create a sketch. We're going to click on this face this time, and then I want you to draw a pentagon that is lined up with the center of that square. Okay, so I'm going to do an inscribed polygon. I'm going to hover over so I can see those midpoints again, and then I'm going to click when they intersect, and then I'm going to draw and click, and then I'm going to move in slightly to create a pentagon. Okay, wonderful. Looking at this, don't worry so much how your pentagon is oriented. If it does bother you, remember that you can do things like you can transform it and rotate it. So I can click on this and transform it to, just make sure you move that to the center. And then you can do like a rotation of whatever that would be. It's like 35 would put that vertical. Actually, that's not quite exact. So you would have to kind of feel what you want that to be, but you can always rotate it. I'm saying you don't have to, you can just leave it as is, but I do want it to be on center. So you may have to transform it and snap it to the center, okay? So if you need help with that, come see me or look at previous videos on how to transform, all right? But right now that looks good. I'm gonna finish the sketch, and then I'm gonna select that face on the side, and I'm going to do an extrusion, but I'm going to leave it on add, and it looks like we need this extrusion to come out an inch, okay? So part of this is also you guys starting to get like understanding how to read these drawings here. Oh, I forgot to dimension one side be 0.727, so let's do that real quick. That I can actually show you something cool. Go ahead and extrude that out and place it. Okay, looks good. But say, you know, in this case, I forgot to dimension that side. You can go ahead and click on sketch 10 over here, which is where we drew that pentagon. Get back into the edit and then throw that dimension on there. So it needed to be 727, which is actually really 727, really close to what it was. But say, just for showing you guys, I needed it to be 0.5, something that's like more noticeable. What's cool is as I edit that and I close out of it, that extrusion will automatically update because it's based on the sketch. So if you go and modify your sketches, your extrusions should update, but and that's what is really cool about Onshape. So there's your object. Go ahead and screenshot that one.